Well, let's start this one off with a Shohei Ohtani redemption story. So first off, congratulations to him for becoming the only member in the 50-50 club. If you're not familiar with that, he is the first person in MLB history to hit 50 home runs and have 50 stolen bases in the same season, which is really amazing, given the fact that he should be back to pitching, I believe, next season. The guy he's just an amazing talent, one of the best that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Just simply incredible, especially when he's pitching. I've never seen anything like it. He's, in my opinion, the closest thing I've seen to Babe Ruth, especially during my lifetime. And so that kind of reminded me, like, a while back, over a year ago, I bought an expensive Ohtani card, and he got injured shortly after I bought it. And I remember reading a specific comment even about basically like laughing, like, oh, he's lost basically, all of his value or most of his value. And I remember thinking, I originally bought this card to hold, and regardless of what happens in the short term, I'm not going to worry about it. And so I kind of wanted to start there because it seems like this is on a bit of a redemption arc, because this is a 2018 Topps Transcendent number 10. It's from the Icons base set of Shohei Ohtani, and it's number 283. I still got it. And as I mentioned at the time, not super concerned about that injury, and I do plan to hang on to that card longer term. I spent more money on this card than I've ever spent on a single. I spent somewhere around $1,600 for that card, only to have it drop down to, I don't know, $500, $600, maybe $700. Flash forward to today, after he broke that record, he recently had one of those transcendent cards in a PSA 9 sell for $2,200. And so I think I'm doing just fine with that card. It is so rare, and it's such a cool piece. I know that they only made 83 of that card for the 2018 Transcendent set. It's the only true rookie in there. They numbered those cards to 83 because the set design was inspired by the 1983 Topps set design. And so really like everything about that card. The PSA one that just sold, like I said, for about $2,200, sure was PSA, also in a 9. Mine's a BGS 9. Personally, though, because the card is thick and it has like a silver border around it, I prefer the BGS. I'm probably in the minority. At the time, it was cheaper than the PSA, but I just prefer it. I think it sits better in a BGS slab. And so really pumped about that card. And, that one just kind of came to mind because I remember a specific comment kind of just laughing about the value of something I just purchased dropping. And, I just kind of thought that, hey, the North remembers. Some of you will get that reference. Okay, now with that said, moving on from that, I'm weak in that I went to Walmart and I wasn't really planning on buying any cards. And I found a full sleeve or a full display of these Haunted Hoops basketball cards. These are the 2023 Panini Haunted Hoops basketball cards. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack this. I haven't watched any break videos on it. Don't know a lot about it. I know there's a lot of packs. I know that there are 40 NBA packs, and I'm gonna crack it and we're gonna see what happens. Just have some fun. So if you haven't already, if you'd consider subscribing to the channel, that would be great. And let's take a look at these cards. All right, let's see what these are about. All right, looks like we got a little tray here. Nothing in there. Lots of packs. Alrighty. Looks like we have 40 of these, so we're gonna start blazing through this. Dang, there's a lot of packs. All right. Okay, these are interesting. These don't pop right open like other packs. That's interesting. We'll see if it's just that one. If not, I'll grab a pair of scissors real quick. Van Vliet, Nurkic, and Jeremy Grant. As you can see, I have a fancy place to put the cards over here. These are sealed like really, really well. Normally I can crack things open pretty easy. These are a little bit different. So if it takes a second, just bear with me. Okay, Monk, Paul George, and Pajemski. All right, hold tight for a second. It's gonna take forever to open these the old school method, so. Brunson. The design of these are kind of cool. The cardstock is pretty flimsy. It's at about the same or close to normal hoops. And it's kind of weird because, you know, I cracked some Topps Chrome and stuff, and it's weird going back to this flimsier cardstock. Now, obviously, Wemby's a chase in this. Would like to get some nice Wembys. Never heard of him. Julian Strother. Let's go ahead and cut a few of these. Again, these are pretty, these are sealed really well, actually. Collins and Harden. Great yet. Another Pajemski. Don't think those are numbered. Nope. So Jaime Alquez. He's a pretty good player. I didn't really watch any Heat games. I'm gonna check the Sunday Ticket this year. I had the streaming version of that for an NBA League Pass, I should say. And the audio and the video, at least for me, would not sync up. And so I haven't got it since because the audio was always ahead of the video. And so it was hard to watch NBA games because you'd almost have to mute them to be able to watch. So if you're watching and you know if they've fixed that or not, if you don't mind letting us know in the comments. Like I said, I would like to get NBA League Pass again this year, but I really don't want that same problem because it was almost unwatchable. So as a consequence, I didn't get to watch a lot of last year's games. With how affordable it is, I'd like to get that again though, because I want to start watching Wemby games. I've seen him play a few times, but I think that guy's going to be pretty incredible. But we'll see. Health always plays a role, you know, with the new guys, and he's super tall, and you know, he's pretty skinny, and hopefully he's spending some time in the off season, kind of bulking up a little bit and getting the strength level up. And I know he played in the Olympics Made it to the gold medal game, I do believe, against the U.S. I'm gonna go through and got 3 of these open at a time here. It's kind of a cool lively. Rising Stars. Not quite the rookie we're looking for. Good player, though, for the Mavs. Be curious to see what the Mavs, if they're able to get back into the finals. I'm obviously still a big Luka fan. I sold off some of the stuff that's a little bit easier to find. Kept the most rare stuff, of course. I am still a fan of Luka. He's just got so many rookie cards out there. I just decided I wanted to focus on rare rookies and rare inserts, even if they're past his rookie year. Leaky Black, that's kind of a cool card. Well, no Wembies yet. Wow, there's a lot of packs. Well, if you like ripping packs and you don't want to break the bank, this is your set. I think I paid $22 for these. I found them at Walmart. I'm gonna go ahead and get a stack of these ready. Yeah, I mean, 22 bucks, 40 packs. Pretty hard to beat that. Again, if you like ripping cheap wax, why not? Just gonna spend some time going through these now so I don't have to keep stopping and going. We'll get a whole stack ready. Just making sure there's no cards on the end. I really don't want to take the top surface or top part of the card off here. That would be bad. You can actually feel them in the pack there. Promise you I'm not cutting into any cards. Derek White. The whole Olympic thing with Derek White was pretty interesting, how he got a bunch of playing time and Jason Tatum was sitting at times entire games. That was kind of interesting. I realized they play different positions, but Jason Tatum was only one of 2 first-team All-NBA players that was on our Olympic team. And one man's opinion, I really think it's very tough to justify him sitting entire Olympic games. I would have been pretty ticked if I was him, I think. And his teammate was in there getting minutes, and I get that they play different positions. There's a Brandon Miller. I get that they play different positions, but still, I could understand being a little bit upset about that. This guy is, like I said, one of only 2 first-team All-NBA players on the Olympic team. And he's going entire games in the Olympics without playing. Now, ultimately, we won the gold medal. So, you can't say it really cost us anything. So, you know, you can make that counter argument too. But hopefully he sticks with it going into the next Olympics in 2028. I don't have a lot of Tatum cards, but I respect his game. He's a good player. Watching the Lions game too. Looks like the Lions are up 20-10 today. Like to see that score. Congratulations also to the University of Michigan. A lot of people didn't give us a chance against USC, and our quarterback situation's still rough. But we did beat USC, number 11 in the country. So that was a great win yesterday. Benedict Matherin. It's a cool card. So you know how that saying goes. I'd rather take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. Hopefully your NFL teams are doing well. I had mentioned this before, like NFL-wise, I pretty much just collect Mahomes. I do go after some rare, there's a rookie. I do go after some rare Barry Sanders cards. But for the most part, it's just Mahomes. So who do you collect in football? That's another question for you today. Who are you collecting in football? Who do you follow in football team-wise? How's your team looking this year? I follow 3 teams. Oh, no, there's Lively. I follow the Atlanta Falcons. They had a pretty amazing win against the Eagles this week. That was fun to watch. But I follow the Falcons, I follow the Detroit Lions, and I follow the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are my 3 teams. Looks like we got a Wemby finally. There's a Wemby. All right, finally got us a Wemby. That's what I'm looking for in these. Finally got one there. But yeah, so I follow those 3 teams. People have asked me, like, how... I used to live in Florida, so that explains the Jaguars. I used to live in Michigan. I've lived in both places, so that explains the Lions. But then people ask, why is it that you like the Falcons? Like, that just seems like an outlier. Well, when I was growing up, the Falcons at the time were in the NFC West, like with San Francisco and them, and we got a lot of those NFC West games on TV. Growing up, we only had 3 channels, and we got a lot of those games. So I got to watch a lot of Atlanta's games, and so I started liking them. I've liked them for a long time. I'm talking like back to having quarterbacks like Chris Miller, Bobby Hebert, guys like that. I mean, I've liked them for a long time. I'm not a fair weather fan. I've kind of been through everything else. Michael Vick, Matt Ryan, in my opinion, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Phenomenal quarterback for the Falcons. I just think if you look up Matt Ryan's overall numbers, if you don't think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. Look at his yards, look at his touchdowns. Don't forget he also was NFL MVP one year. Took us to the Super Bowl. Yeah, should have beat the Patriots. In that 2016-17 season. Yep, should have won that game. But, no, Matt Ryan, to me, is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was a winner. And I think we won 11 games his rookie year. I mean, we were really bad before we got him. I think we won 11 games right out of the gate. I think we made the playoffs. If I remember correctly, I think his first pass was to Michael Jenkins for like a 70-yard touchdown. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that's how his career started. I think it was against the Lions, one of my other teams. But, yeah, so just kind of curious. See how your team's doing. Steeler fans got to be pretty happy. Not scoring a lot of points, but wins are wins, The other question I have for you guys is there any, outside of Wemby, are there any other rookies that you're collecting in last year's rookie class? At the National, I met a couple people that were collecting Brandon Miller. There's Scoot. There's another guy. Any big rookies that you're collecting from last year? And to take that further, are there any good rookies that you're looking to collect from this year's class? Led by like Shohei and Alexander Sarr. For me, it's going to be wait and see with this year's class. I had mentioned in a previous video, there's Tatum. I had mentioned in a previous video that I won't be buying any of this year's wax with this current draft class, you know, for 24, 25 product. I'm out on that. But you know, you never know. You can have a star or stars emerge, and if that happens and they're a player I like, I might, there's Anthony Black. I might end up buying some singles in the future. Still waiting on a PSA order. Got a little over 50 cards at PSA. That's a cool rookie. Got a little over 50 cards over there. I think they're in step 6. So they got a little ways to go. Kind of looking forward to getting those back. Seems like there's a rookie. Seems like PSA has been pretty slow after the National. Kind of to be expected, because I'm sure they got a huge influx of cards at the show. Kind of makes sense. But they've slowed down quite a bit. If you hear that scratching, my dog is at the screen door. He's wanting to come in. We'll finish off these few packs. He's gonna be okay. It's not snowing outside yet, so he's good. He's getting a little impatient though. It's getting cold out there. I try to walk 3-4 miles a day, and it's starting. There's cool, Jordan Hawkins. It's starting to get pretty cold out there. It was in the 40s today. They have something here called termination dust, where you start getting snow at the top of the mountains, and then gradually it makes its way down, and it's that snow is creeping down further and further. So it won't be too long before we start getting some snow. We got lots last year here in south central Alaska, whereas years past we really hadn't. Jalen Duran. Kind of hoping for a mild winter, but I do like doing a lot of ice fishing up here, so it's one plus with the winter coming. You know how that goes. If you're giving lemons, you got to make lemonade, right? It's good to get out and go ice fishing. Went out ice fishing once last year. It was minus 22 degrees. Probably not gonna do that again. That was a little extreme. All right, 2 packs left. Not a lot here. Did get a Wemby. Take a look at that one condition-wise. If it's in good shape, might get it graded. Imani Pates. Yeah, kind of striking out on this one. No numbered ones that I'm aware of. Take a closer look here when I'm done with this, but last pack. So I was thinking about, since they had so many of these at Walmart, I didn't really know anything about them. So I just bought one, and I was like, well, let's go ahead and give it a shot. And I was thinking about maybe going back and getting a bunch more. I probably won't. Again, if you like to rip cheap packs, I mean, it's a fun rip. You're going to get a lot of cards. You're going to get 120 cards. You got a chance at Wembies. But that'll probably be the only one for me. Overall, though, I hope you enjoyed the break and you get a better idea of as far as what's in these. And I'll see you at the next one.